Hi, Martin here. Now, the reason for this video is because I'm using this new looping setup, and I've made a video or two, and people have been asking me what how it's done, basically, what equipment I'm using, and how it all works. So I thought I'd just give you a quick run through. The eagle-eyed of you will know that there's a chap called Mark Rebier, who's very big on social media and Facebook and that kind of thing. Very successful. He gets about 4,000 comments on each track he does, let alone views, so that's pretty impressive. But he's very good, very witty, and he does a lot of singing as well, which I haven't quite branched out into with this system yet, although you can use it quite nicely for harmonies and that kind of thing. Stacked harmonies. What I'm going to do is hopefully do some sort of vaguely competent loop live here. Well, it's always live, but I'm going to have to hold the camera with the one hand and play with the other, so it's a bit more tricky. Just to demonstrate what I am doing. So I shall grab the camera now and we'll have a look at this gear. So essentially what we've got is a synth and a guitar. This is a guitar pedal, Zoom MS-50G, which makes the guitar sound as if it's coming through an amp. So, but the basics of the rhythm and the bass and all the synthy noises come out of this Triton. So this is a little mini keyboard which has got all the Triton sounds in it, which were obviously all the rage a few years ago, and now it's a kind of a cheap piece of kit, but it's got all the bits that you need. So you've got some drum pads here for doing the drums, and you can switch it to bass. You can do bass next, and some synthy stuff. And all this stuff, other stuff that you might want. That kind of thing. And the brain of the arrangement is this. It's a Boss RC-202 loop station. So this has got two separate looping tracks on it. There's a big one called the 505, which has got 5. And the advantage of that is you can bring in things, you can record obviously more loops, or separate loops, because then you can bring them in individually. You can record in basically an infinite number of loops on this, but they're all together on one or the other track, and that means that when you stop them they all stop together, and when you use effects on them they all effect together. But anyway, it's not too restrictive really. I'm used to using a floor loop with a guitar, which is generally only just one track, so having two is twice as cool. And the guitar goes through this little thing, so this is surprisingly good for a very convenient all-in-one pedal. So you have set up to 6 effects. So I've got, but you can tell by the red light which one's off, so there's a phaser in there, but that's not on. Super chorus, basically Fender. I always use the Fender combo because I like to use, as in real life, use pedals on top of a fairly clean amp. Delay and a whole reverb. So this sounds cool, we'll get to that in just a second. So I'm going to try, just with one hand, just to give you an idea of how the loops kind of build up. So the way I've got this set up, I like to have a click track to start with. There's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is it means that it almost gives you a little bit of time before it starts recording, because it always starts recording on the one of the bar. You can see that flashes red on the one of the bar. And I've already programmed this in with, actually I want 130, so we'll go to 130. So I've already programmed this in with a tempo, and if you just press the rhythm, it gives you a start. And I'll just press this and it'll flash 1, 2, 3, 4. That didn't work. What it should do, just give you a counting. I might just need to set that up in here, so you actually set that up. Yeah, okay, in. So that's the little record in. That means it will give you a counting. So we'll just try that again. 1, 2, 3, flash, flash, and then it goes. So that little split second is useful because it means that I've got time then to move my hand. Especially if I'm doing it one hand, I've got time to move my hand and to the keyboard. So we're going to give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's just try that again. There you go. And you can do a little overdubs here as well. do bass on the other on the other loop, so you've got to kind of get it when that's going round to the end. So I can just click this going now. Oh yeah, okay, I made a mistake there. You've got to get your timing right again. So I'll try that again. That's wrong again. So this is the trouble you can have. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. So you've got to get your timing right, and it's easy to get it wrong. Basically, there's your loop, and then I'll just whittle some guitar over the top. You can record some guitar as well. So you get the idea. And we've also got some effects here, so you press this filter here. Turn that, so that click track is still going there, but you can turn that off if you want to. So it's obviously just a low pass filter on the left. Right, all the way through. And this beat tracker. That's really cool. That's one of the most cool effects on it. The slicer's pretty good as well. This is like the Boss slicer. Slicer and delay. And use all of them together. Stuff going on. So you can obviously do each track individually. Where are we now? Lots of fun with these bits and pieces. And you bring this one in again. So there we are. So there we are. That is the wonder. That is the the Boss RC-202 loop station. So yeah, not as big or quite as advanced as the 505, but it does have its own little quirks. I believe there's some buttons on here that are a little bit more accessible, I think, in terms of the undo and that kind of thing. I believe I haven't used the 505, but that's what I've read. So so it's very cool, and I've yet to have used the microphone, and you can do sort of harmonies over. I could do There's No Limits on that one, for instance, which it seems to have turned into that song. That wasn't deliberate. So yeah, that's how it works. Hopefully that was useful, and I'll see you soon.